Hello guys, and welcome back to the Blindside channel and a very different video today. This is a new series called The Audio Gamer, and being blind, I don't have much option but to play audio games. But when I could see, I was a gamer, and unfortunately back then you couldn't stream things on YouTube like you can now. But I had a lot of fun. My console of choice was the PlayStation 2 at the time. I lost my sight just before the PS3 came out, and before that I was a Sega guy, so I had the Mega Drive and the Master System. I did have a Super Nintendo as well, and going back even further, I remember I think my first console was an Atari, and I had a Commodore 64 at one point. Anyway, let's go on with today's video. So in this series we're going to go through some audio games. I'm going to start each game with a tutorial, and then in episode 2 we'll have a round of golf. So let's go into it. And the game, for anybody that wants to download it, it's Kitchen Sink Golf, which is KITCHENSINC Golf. If you type that into Google, or any search engine, you'll find a download link for all of Jim Kitchen's games. And when you get there, what you'll get is a games menu, Kitchen Sink. And if we go into it, you'll see there's a whole list of games, and the one that we want, if we press G,
golf,
we've got golf. You'll notice my computer talks to me. I've slowed it down. I hope that you can understand it okay. And let's see what this golf is all about. And we're in.
PC Golf, version 11.
I've called myself Blindside.
Is Blindside correct for your name?
For the purposes of this, so we want that.
Blindside, do you wish to use this voice?
I'm quite happy with that voice.
Blindside, select power indicator
So,
files.
The power indicator,
Alternative with beeps.
there are two different. There's a regular or
alternative with
beeps. That's the one I use, and I'll explain why as we get through onto the driving range.
Blindside, would you like to read the instructions?
I don't want to read the instructions, but for any new players, you know, the instructions are very simple to understand. And again, the voice will read it all for you, but I'm not going to do that.
Blindside, would you like to read the special key instructions?
Special keys, they're keys that you can press during a round of golf, which will do certain things, like turn the sound off, down. There's background noises of birds and water and stuff like that you can turn off. Crowd noises. I'm going to click no to that because I know them all.
Blindside, would you like to read the hints?
The hints. No. What the hints are is a list of all the clubs and the maximum distances that they can go. Now I already know that, so I'm going to say no to that.
Select.
And then we get the main menu. So the first one is golf course. That's if we want to play a round of golf. We don't actually want to do that today.
To use ball washer.
The ball washer is number 2. That's just a bit of fun. It doesn't really do anything, but I'll show you.
Select.
There we go.
1 golf course. So 2, 3 driving range.
3 is the driving range. That's the first thing that we're going to look at today.
4 putting practice
4
green.
the putting practice green. Sorry, that's the second thing that we're going to look at.
5 read golf log. 5.
Read golf log. We don't want to do that.
Read golf records.
Read
5.
golf records. That's just a list. If you have a round of golf on this game, it will automatically save your best score. So that would be a list of my records, which we're not interested in.
7 exit game.
And then exit game.
1
so let's go to the driving range.
3 driving range. Driving range.
And here we go. With that.
Select your club. 2.
Right. The way that audio golf works is you will select your club. Each club has a maximum distance that it can go to. And once you've selected your club, you'll hear 3 beeps. After the third beep, you'll hear a sound which begins at a low pitch and gets higher and higher and higher. The higher the pitch, the more distance the ball will travel. And you basically hit any key when you want to stop the pitch, and you'll hear the goal swing, and then the voice will tell you the distance that the ball has travelled. Now, there are many different clubs, so we'll go through them. Club 1 will give you two options, wood or iron. A 1 wood will go a maximum distance of around 310 yards, and a 1 iron will go a maximum distance of around 245.
2.
A 2 wood will go a maximum distance of around 290 yards, and a 2 iron would have a maximum distance of around 225 yards.
3.
A 3 wood will go a maximum of about 275 yards, and a 3 iron a maximum of around 210 to 215. They're all rough estimates. Sometimes they'll go further, sometimes they won't go as far as you think they should.
4.
A 4 wood around about 260 yards, and a 4 iron around about the 200, just over.
5.
Now we get to 5. For the rest of the numbers, 5 to 9, they're only irons. So we've got 4 woods and we've got 9 irons in our golf club bag. The 5 iron will go a maximum of around 185.
6.
The 6 iron will go around a maximum of 165, although I have hit one at 174. So again, you know, it's practice really.
7.
A 7 probably around about the 155 mark.
8.
An 8 around about the 145 mark.
9.
And a 9 around about the 130 yard mark. There is another club
Pitching
called a
wedge.
pitching wedge, which will go a maximum of around about 110-ish yards. So, let's see what we can do. We'll use the 1 wood first. Now, if you've got a hole, any hole that is over 300 yards, you would probably want to use your driver first. It is fair to say, though, with the 1 wood, you can only use it on the first shot. If you try and use the 1 wood after the first shot of a hole, then it will go a very short distance and won't do you any good at all.
2.
So
1.
the 1 wood,
Iron. Wood.
I'm gonna let the sound play a couple of times, go up and down, so you can see what I mean. So you'll hear the 3 beeps and then the sound will start. And there we go. Up and down it goes. And you hear that loud there. That is a good indicator, because if you get it above that, as
Shot
I
went
just did,
292 yards.
292.
Press any key to continue or E to exit.
If you get it above that, then you're sort of in the maximum distance range. Now, if you hit it normally,
Select your club. 1 to 9 for irons.
we'll go
Select.
for a 1 wood again.
Shot went 92 yards.
Right?
Press any key to continue or E to exit.
If you hit it in the maximum range, you'll hear, woo! You'll see what I mean. Let me show you. We're going to go
Select
for the
your
1
club.
wood again.
1. Select. Wood. Shot went 287 yards.
But you see,
Press any key to continue. or E to exit.
287. Not a brilliant distance with a 1 wood. However, I did hit it in the maximum range. You can't do anything about it. There is a random generator built into this game, which accounts for things like the weather, wind. So it's the luck of the draw with that. If you get a bad generator, you could end up in the water in every hole. When you're playing an actual round of golf as well, you'll hear a description of each hole at the start, and it will tell you if there's water, a sand trap, what we would call a bunker. That's where your pitching wedge comes into play. So let's see if we can get a 300 yarder. Right, so we want the 1 wood. And I didn't get it.
285 yards.
285.
Select your club.
I hit it just too soon there. Right, so I'm glad that happened, because now you'll get a proper example.
Shot went 299 yards.
299.
Press any
so I'd settle for that any day. Let's give ourselves some random distances. Okay, so we know what sort of distances the maximum clubs will go to.
3,
Let's say we want 185 yards. We're going to select the 5 iron. We're in the maximum distance range. 178, so 7 yards off, but you'd take that. That would get you to the green, which is what you want. However, it ain't always going to be that simple, is it? A lot of the times, you'll have approach shots that are around the 100-yard mark or under. And different people use different clubs. If you had an 80-yard shot, effectively you could use any club you want apart from the 1 wood. Now, a friend of mine that I play with quite a lot would use the pitching wedge. I tend to use the 9 iron. So let's use both and see what happens.
Select your club. 1 to 9
the pitching wedge, we know will go a maximum of around about 110. So we don't want it full, we want it just under.
Shot went 67 yards.
67.
Press any key to continue or E.
67. But we're looking for 80.
Irons, pitching wedge.
And a 67, when you're looking for an 80, would probably end you up in a bunker. Now I'm going to use the 9 iron. This is the club that I would use for an 80-yarder.
Select. Shot went 79 yards.
79 yards.
Press any key to continue.
Not bad, eh? But you've got to figure out what's best for you. You'll also find that there are many sort of around the 30 to 40 yard. And again, I would use the 9 iron.
Select.
Some people would disagree.
Shot went 31 yards.
31 yards.
Press
so there you go.
Continue or E to exit.
And this isn't me showing off. I'm just giving you some examples. So let's pick some random distances. 257. 257,
2, 3,
I would use
4.
a 4 wood.
Select. Wood.
257.
Shot went 257 yards.
Look at that. Exactly 257. Really happy with that. 132. Now, 132 is a difficult one.
Select pitching wedge.
The 9 iron could do it. You'd have to get it absolutely maximum, though, and I don't trust myself with that.
9.
So I'm going to go for the 8 iron, right, for the purposes of this. Now, normally, it depends on the situation. Sometimes I'll play quite aggressively, in which case I would go the 9 iron. Let's do both. Let's try the 8 first. So I'll let it come down.
130 yards.
130 yards, I'll take that. I wanted 132.
Select your club. 1 not pitching wedge. 9.
Let's see what a 9 would have done.
Select. Iron.
I kind of
went 127 yards.
127. Even that, I would have been happy with that. Okay, 56. A 56 yard shot.
Wedge. 9.
Let's try.
Shot went 47 yards.
47. So 9 yards off.
Continue or E to exit.
Not the end of the world. Now, the pitching wedge. Right, I'm going to show you.
Select your club.
If you're in the fairway,
pitching wedge.
The pitch and wedge, as I've said, will go around about 110. So let's see.
Shot went 104 yards.
104. Not
Press
bad.
any key to continue
Okay.
or eat.
Now,
Select your club.
I can't demonstrate
1 to 9 for iron.
this to you, unfortunately. If you're in a sand trap, the pitch and wedge works in a very different way. Now, the sand trap usually would leave you around about the 16, 17 yard away mark, right? But you have to leave it on a little bit longer. So
Pitching wedge.
I'm going to try and get 17 yards-ish with it as it is now, and then I'm going to show you roughly how long you'd have to leave it if you're in a sand trap. So listen carefully, we're going for 17. Listen to how quick this is.
Shot went 16 yards.
Right,
Press any key to continue
less than
or
a
to
second.
exit.
Less than a second. Now,
Select your club.
roughly, and I
1
can't
to
show
9
you
for
properly,
irons. 1 pitching wedge.
this is what if you know, to get the same shot in a sand trap, this is how long you'd have to leave it.
Shot went 47 yards.
And that goes 47
key to
yards
continue
there,
or eat
but
to
I
exit.
promise you, if you were in a sand trap, that would have been around the 20-yard mark. So there we go. A quick demonstration of how the game actually works. Obviously, you'll hear how many yards you are away from the green, and you'll hear how many yards you hit the ball when you actually play around the golf. What I do want to do now is take you onto the putting green, because
Select.
that's very
1
different.
golf course. 2 use. 3 driving range. 4 putting practice green.
Putting practice.
Putting practice green.
Now,
You are on the green.
oh, I messed
Putt
up there.
with 1 foot.
Right.
You are on the green 14 feet from the pin.
Now,
Press any key when you are ready to putt. Press the space bar to putt.
if you're on the green, it will automatically select the putter. And any key you hit will start the putter pitch. The putter pitch sound is very different to any other sound. It has a maximum distance of 40 foot. I'm going to play the sound for you now. Up and down and up and down, so you can hear the difference. It's a lot slower, more gradual, and as I say, the maximum distance, 40 foot on this. There's your 3 beeps, and here we go. I'm going to give you a little hint. You heard that slightly louder pitch noise? That is on 36 feet. There. 36 feet, that is. I told you the maximum distance was around 40 feet. Let's see.
Putt went 39 feet.
39 foot.
You are on the
I
green
almost got it
25 feet from the pin.
at the maximum. Now,
Press any key
you're
when
probably
you are ready
thinking to
putt.
yourself, I'm
Press the space
25
bar to
foot
putt.
away. How on earth can you tell where 25 foot is using that putter? It's not impossible. And it's use a counting system. And you have to figure out what works for you. I'm going to show you what works for me and what works for the majority of players. There's a lot of audio golf players. There are a lot of tournaments out there. I've only ever won one tournament, which was the British Open. The year it was at Turnberry, a few years ago now. And in the actual game, when you select your golf course, there's hundreds of courses that a lot of people have randomly made themselves, because there is also a golf course creator, and perhaps we'll look at that one day, how to create your own course. But there are also a lot of courses that are replicas of courses that exist in real life. For example, Augusta, the course that the Masters is held on, is in the game, and all the holes are replicated exactly. So back to this counting. I'm going to count out loud and show you what people do. There are strict rules when you're playing in competition. Usually you're not allowed to count out loud, so I am used to counting in my head anyway. I'll give you some demonstrations in a minute. Now, we're 25 foot away from the hole. Let's see how we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 5. And it's in.
Press any key to continue, or E to exit.
We'll try it again.
You are on the green 29 feet.
29. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Press
That's
any
it.
key to continue.
And that's the counting. Some people bang. Some people, if their keyboard's on a desk, they'll bang. And they'll hit the keyboard. Because any button will stop. I mean, I'll press the J.
You are on the green 14 feet from the pin.
14 foot. I'll press the J. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4. Any key.
Press any key to continue, or E to exit.
Now I'm going to not count. And we'll see how we get on.
You are on the green 15 feet from the
15.
pin. Putt went 13 feet.
I missed it. Unbelievable.
Press any key to... You are on the green 34 feet from the pin.
34. Right,
Press
this is
any key when you
interesting.
are ready to putt. Press
I'm
the
not going to
space bar
count
to
at
putt.
all for 34. What I'm going to do is listen to that loud beep. I know that's 36, so I'm going to let it go all the way up. And the second time I hear that loud beep at 36, I'm going to hit it just after that. And it should be around 34. So we'll see. And I'm going to talk to you, and we're going to listen, and we're listening for the beep. There it is. And there it was again. And we're in at
Press any key to
34.
continue,
So there are
or E to
different ways
exit.
to play it.
You are on the green 20 feet from
20
the pin.
feet.
Putt went 18 feet.
18 feet. I should count out loud, shouldn't
Press
I?
any key to
I've
continue.
clearly lost
You
my
are on the
touch.
green 17 feet.
17. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 7. I didn't press. I missed the key. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 7. I missed the key.
Putt went 19 feet.
And that's another thing
You
to
are on
say.
the green 2 feet from the pin. Press any key when you are ready
If-
to putt. Press the space bar to putt.
If you allow the pitch to go all the way up and all the way back down, it's not as accurate the second time. It never is. I don't really know why that is, but the more you let that pitch go up and down, the less accurate you're going to be. So you got to try and get it on the first one. I'm 2 foot away, and I'm in. Right,
Press
let's
any key to continue.
concentrate
or
now
E
and
to
try and
exit.
do. We'll try and finish off with 5 in a row.
You are on the green 15 feet from the pin.
15. There's one.
Press any key to continue, or E. You are on the green 10 feet from the
10.
pin. Putt went 8 feet.
Oh, I missed it. I've got to get 5 in a row.
Press any key to continue.
Got to
you
do
are
it.
on the green 14 feet.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4. That's one.
Press any key. You are on the green 30 feet from the pin.
30. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 2.
Press any key. You are on the green 14 feet.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4. That's
Press
3.
any key to. You are on the green 11 feet.
Right,
from
I'm
the
not going to
pin.
count out loud now. That's
Press any key
4.
to continue. You are on the green 22 feet from the pin.
And a tough one to finish,
Press any key
actually.
when you are ready.
And I got it.
Press any key to continue.
And we'll leave
or
it there
E to
for
exit.
today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please do comment if you know of any audio games that you want me to cover. That we're going to do a whole load in this series. And eventually I'm going to perhaps record some match play. Get someone else involved, and we'll have a proper game for you. If any of you guys want a game with me, then let me know in the comments, and perhaps I'll get around to that at some stage. Please do like, share and subscribe, and until next time, God bless you all. I'll speak to you soon. Take care, guys.
20. Finish. Button. Finish. Alert. Are you sure that you want to stop streaming? Head cancel. End. End. Button.